Welcome to Brome Lake, Quebec in the Eastern Townships. You know, if you're like me, you've probably woken up in the middle of the night and you've asked yourself, I wonder what Paul Martin is up to. Well, have no fear, all is revealed in his new memoir, Come Hell or High Water, My Life in and Out of Politics. So now that the man is out of politics, what's he doing? In this Mercer Report exclusive, I can reveal, it involves sheep. And now former Prime Minister, author, and sheep herder joins us now. Hello, Paul Martin.
Hello, Rick. Welcome to the farm.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we take a look around?
Be my guest.
Absolutely. What do you raise here?
Sheep.
Oh, look at that. How many sheep do you have?
About 150. Come on in, I'll introduce you to some of my friends.
Is this where you had pretend caucus meetings? Why did you get into the sheep business?
Because we were in the cattle business.
And that went south, and you went with the sheep. They don't bite, do they?
No.
I know that was a stupid question. And you eat them? Yes.
No, we sell them, but Sheila will not allow us to eat our own sheep.
No. So no spring lamb?
No spring, well, no spring lamb from here.
From here?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Because these are our friends, according to Sheila.
You know the joke about the politician and the sheep?
No.
Well, I'm not telling you. It's not pretty. How do you keep the sheep from wandering off?
They're called fences.
You think I'm like a city slicker, a city elite dude. I know a fence.
Come on through.
I'm not a city slicker. I had a goat growing up. His name was Thunder. The horse's name was Lightning.
Aha! And what happened to lightning and thunder?
Ended badly. Is this poison ivy country?
No.
Really?
No.
I don't believe you.
No poison ivy, and the other good thing about this part of Quebec, no black flies. No black flies and very few mosquitoes.
It is a distinct society from the rest of the country.
No black flies? No black flies.
Go away, I don't
This
believe
is heaven.
you.
That's true. Why don't we sit here?
Sure, sounds good. Now, you've written this book. Of course, like everyone else, I want to know about the you and Chrétien stuff. You suggest in the book that, in fact, for the majority of the time that you were finance minister and he was prime minister, you actually had no relationship.
Yeah.
It was all like go-betweens.
Pretty well. But the important thing was, and no finance minister can operate without it, he supported me when he had to.
And when you tabled your first budget in the House of Commons, Prime Minister Jean Chrétien replaced your water glass with pure gin?
Well, that's an old tradition. The problem was that nobody ever told me that was an old tradition.
But he did. He replaced it with gin.
Yeah.
And then you took the big mouthful of gin.
And then I'm told I made the best budget speech I've ever made.
And then, well, you, I guess, essentially hammered, you set Canada on an economic course to right its ship. And there you were, one eye closed. I can't believe you got a backhoe. That's so awesome. You should have done stuff like this when you were prime minister.
I did. I'm going ahead, and I'm spinning around.
He's like he's 12 years old. He's a man reborn. Oh, careful. Are you a very private person?
Pretty.
I think you are.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff in the book that I never knew about you, and I follow politics, but there's stuff in the book like you were arrested and you were thrown in jail, and then you got into a fight at a Liberal function when you were a young fella and two big guys broke your nose, and that's not part of the Paul Martin narrative. People don't think of you as a scrapper.
Yeah, that was during Mr. Pearson's last election. My dad, Mr. Pearson, had been at a big rally. I'd been there with a whole bunch of University of Toronto students. As we came out, there were about 300 of us, and the police told us we had to move on.
Right.
And I felt that this was an affront to my
you
my
said
privilege.
no,
I said no.
absolutely not.
I said,
and then what happened?
well, I said, I've got 300 people here who are backing me up and we're not moving. And the police said, we're bringing in the paddy wagons. And I looked around and the 300 people had disappeared.
And yet you were the one to rise to the top of the party, not those 300.
No, well, they spent the rest of the evening in the pub, and I spent the rest of the evening in jail.
Okay, that was a good start.
This is going to ruin my reputation.
No.
I'm going to get kicked out of the. I'm going to get kicked out of the
Tractorman's Club. So you're still pretty stuck on this no deficit thing.
Yeah, very much so. Look at, when you're a small market country like Canada, and you're going into markets of, countries like China and India, 1.5 billion people and this kind of thing within the next 20 years, you'd better have a pretty good balance sheet.
Was your father probably, is he the biggest influence in your life?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. My father understood that government has a real positive role to play in the lives of people. You start with individual freedom, and then the question comes, how the heck do you make sure that people have that individual freedom? Well, if you're not born to privilege, then you don't have the same freedoms as people who are. And so government has a responsibility to put you in that position, to give you the best education, the best health care. That was my father's belief, and it's certainly mine.
What is this Martin Aboriginal Initiative, in a nutshell? And I know you're not good at nutshells. Quick, go.
It's really two things. One, it's going to be an investment fund to invest in Aboriginal ventures, and we're raising money for that. The second one is an educational project, which funding myself, eventually may raise money for it, but right now there's no great need for it.
And you're actually doing this?
Yes.
Because when you left politics, you said you were going to devote your life to this stuff. I thought it was like OJ saying he was going to devote his life to finding the real killer. I went, oh, that's just something people say. But you're really doing it?
Yeah, and
are you on any boards?
No, no boards.
None?
None.
Mr. Steamship, Mr. Former Prime Minister, no?
Been there, done that.
Did they not call? Well, thank you, Paul Martin. Good luck with the book, and thank you for having me here at the firm.
Well, look, thanks for coming. In fact, you can hang around, have something to eat, look around.
I would love to, but I have to go to Jean Chrétien's house and tell him everything you just said.